noon, a SWAT situation at the Square One Mall that lasted for hours has just ended, and a teenager is now in custody.
WBZ's Nick Giovanni is live at the mall in Saugus, where investigators just released some new information, Nick.
In fact, Kate and Anaritas, just about 15 minutes ago, we watched armored trucks, ATF agents, state, local law enforcement all clear out from the mall here right now after we learned that a suspect has been arrested, not here at the mall, inside Dick's Sporting Goods, as the search was certainly unfolding here inside of. We've actually learned that suspect was arrested in Everett. According to the police chief here for Saugus, Chief DeMella, he told us in a briefing just minutes ago that the suspect was a 16-year-old from Everett who broke in around 4:20 this morning, spotted by officers responding to the scenes, responding to reports. They ended up backing off after they noticed a broken window and noticed that suspect with a long gun and several bags of ammunition, they said, before they believe that he actually stole that from the store, was in the process of stealing that long gun. They then backed off, as I mentioned, waited for SWAT teams to arrive, which they did around 6:30 this morning. And the next several hours were spent searching for that 16-year-old by SWAT, ATF, state police, all here locking down the mall, closing off entrances, all trying to find that suspect. The chief shedding some light on how this all started.
At approximately 4:20 a.m., Saugus police received a burglar alarm for Dick's Sporting Goods at the Square One Mall. An officer arrived quickly and observed a broken window. Evidence of a break-in, and located a young male suspect in possession of a long gun and several bags that appeared to contain ammunition. The officer
Now, out of an abundance of caution, police chief here was telling us that they have conducted 2 rounds of sweeps around the mall here right now. He said the mall is still currently locked down. All of that out of an abundance of caution. He said that it should be just a short matter of time until that is resolved. But Dick's Sporting Goods is considered a crime scene still at this point. Investigators will be here all day long. So Dick's Sporting Goods will remain closed the rest of the day. We're live in Saugus. Nick Giovanni, WBZ News.
What is going on, everybody on YouTube and the outer digital lands out there? It's Arty84, Wicked Explorers. So this is, we're trying to keep it fresh, as we said in some of the other videos. The baby should be due in a few weeks. Actually, if you're watching this video, the baby's probably already been born. So we're trying to get a lot of videos up to date, because we do like to do one every week. So like I said, you're going to see a lot of older videos that I'm going to put together from some of our past trips before we started the channel, and you're going to see some stuff where I can sneak out like tonight and do something. So this is a dead mall adventure. I actually filmed this in May, lost a video of it, and I'm back tonight to videotape it again. It's a Square One Mall in Saugus. It is very special to me because I got one of my first jobs here. I worked between 3 different places here about 12 years. So it's a very unique place for me. It has been very, very dead over the last few years. It is pretty much dying. I don't know how much longer this mall has, to be honest with you. It's not recovering. And if anything, it is basically going to probably go on the wayside and be knocked down eventually. But I was here the day the mall opened. It was in August of 1994. And I don't remember the exact date. So 24th of August rings a bell. And I was there the first day this mall opened, and you know what? I want to be here the last day it stays open, or the day it closes. So come with me to this mall. I'm going to kind of videotape as I walk through, and I'm going to do some commentary over with. And yeah, so there you go. Enjoy.
All right, what's going on, everybody? We are now walking in the Square One Mall. We're upstairs near Macy's, the parking garage entrance. This is the one I used to park at all the time when I used to work there. Back in the day at Finish Line. Came around the corner. You can see Finish Line up there. Kim's a little shaky as I was walking in. There was a security guard looking right at me. The one security guard the entire place. So trying to be low key, you know. But to give you an idea of this mall, it was opened August 17th, 1994. 25 years ago, actually, I was there. And it was developed by the New England Development Corporation. They are now owned by Simon Property Group. The owner of this mall, I believe, owned the North Shore Mall and the Liberty Tree Mall. We did the Liberty Tree Mall a few episodes ago for dead malls, and that's pretty much a dead mall still, and it's not going anywhere fast. It's probably going to close soon, or it's going to become one of those situations where they just take out all the inner parts of the store and just have anchor stores, because the anchor stores at the Liberty Tree Mall are doing pretty good. North Shore Mall is just a super mall of the area, and nothing's going to beat that. So that's going to be there for good. The mall has a few anchors. It has the stairs, which is now being renovated, and these are 2-level stairs. Now it's becoming a 1-level stairs, and they're going to be putting some kind of arcade or something of that nature upstairs, like a Dave & Buster's type place. Allegedly, that's what we hear. We're not quite sure. When the mall first opened, the Sears, Filings, and service merchandise were the anchors. Service merchandise is now Best Buy, and it's half the location. They took the other half and made a gym. There's like also a Leechmere that's there. Now the Leechmere is a BD's Furniture. It was a TJ Maxx. And then the TJ Maxx left its larger location and went to the smaller location where Filing's Basement was when they went out of business. And there was no Dick's when that mall opened. That was a vacant lot with just an entrance and we looked at some plans that were found in the early 2000s for the original plans of the mall, and it called for that to be a feature anchor store at some time. So it did. So now there's a Dick's there, and that was probably opened in 2005, 2006. So as we walk around, you can see you would say, wow, this is not a dead mall. It's tons of people here. And as we walk through the food court, you're going to see tons of people, and the food court's coming up to your left. But there's no name stores here. I mean, you have maybe a handful of stores which are actually name stores, but for the most part, the rest of them are just like your mom and pop stores. It's almost like a giant flea market. I hate to compare it to that, but this is what the mall reminds me of. The clientele isn't exactly great, as you've seen from the opening. Credits of this movie, we talked about, I didn't talk about it, but you've seen the news article of the guy who broke into the mall and held the mall hostage. That was a couple of years ago. And while working in this mall, crime has been something that is pretty known. There's a lot of thievery. When I was working at the sneaker store, it was one of the highest theft stores in the country. And the Sears, the reason they remodeled it a couple times was because that was also one of the highest thefts in the country. So as we walk through the food court here, we have some interesting stores. Like Mrs. Fields was a Cajun restaurant, which is now across the way. The pizza place was an Aubon Pan. That's where I worked. And then we had the Taco Bell in the corner, which is like where all our friends and stuff worked. It was originally Hometown Eatery. It was this girl who worked there, and she just took us up with food also. It was a good time. But yeah, it's funny how the food court's completely changed. The Dunkin Donuts wasn't even there. It took forever for the Dunkin Donuts to get in there. There was a coffee shop in the corner down by Sears that was there for the longest time, and that was the only place to get coffee in the entire mall. They opened the Dunkin Donuts probably in 2004 maybe. But it took forever, and once it opened, it was crazy. There was a cinnamon bun for a period of time there too. So to give you a history of the mall, how it became, it was a strip mall. It was the New England Shopping Center strip mall, and it had a Sears on one end, and it had a one-story service merchandise on the other end. It was shaped like an L, very similar to the shape of the mall it is now. And there was a cinema in the back. The cinema went out of business in the 80s, and after that, the early 90s, they were talking about development. They did have a couple of locations for the mall, but this was the one they ended up with. They knocked down everything except for the Sears building, which is the existing building right now. And there was a Filing's Basement that was in the strip mall. They moved it to like a trailer on a hill, and that was there for 2 years, like a temporary store. They knocked down the service merchandise. I've been searching for pictures of anything. I cannot find anything of this old mall. I can find signs of this old mall, but for the most part, I can't find anything. It's kind of crazy. So then they built the mall over the course of a couple of years, and it was open August 17th, 1994. And I remember when they were building this mall, that when they broke open to Sears was pretty interesting, because you could see through the window as they were putting them all together. There's a restaurant, there's a bar. The bar downstairs, there was many names. It was vacant for a period of time. Then another restaurant came in that was vacant. Now it's a Japanese place. But like I said, it doesn't look like a dead mall, but they can't be bringing in too much revenue if these mom and pop stores. And the rent's got to be. I know a lot of these stores, especially the name brand stores, their rent is extremely low. If they're not doing something like they're doing in other malls, like the Concord Mall up in New Hampshire, where the big stores, they're actually giving them rent free just to stay in the mall to bring people in there for the other things. So I'm not quite sure what's going to happen with this mall. I think once these mom and pop stores, there's the stairs right there, there's the upstairs, the stairs that they're closing right now. Once the mom and pop stores start going out, or they can't afford the rent goes up, I think it's a matter of time till this mall is, I think it's going to be ripped down completely, and it's going to be something like they have up the street in the next town over, where they have one of those outdoor shopping malls with all the little stores and pods, and with the apartments and stuff upstairs. I think that's what's going to happen eventually to this mall once they knock it down, and I would say probably about 5 years, because it's a huge piece of land it's on, and it's bigger than, you know, some portions of land, and they're just not going to keep up with the Amazons in the world, and especially the North Shore Mall, which is still busy all the time, and a gigantic mall. And then on the opposite end, you have the Burlington Mall. So you have 3 big power malls around the Boston area. You have the Burlington Mall, which is huge and always growing. You have the North Shore Mall in Peabody, which is large and always growing, and you have the South Shore Plaza down in, you know, south of Boston. Those are your 3 mecca malls. After that, you get these little crappy malls like this peppered in all around the state. There used to be a time where you just go to the closest mall, but now you can't, because these malls have nothing. You know, there's the little hallway down the Best Buy that would take you to the old service merchandise entrance, which is a very unique way of an anchor store. You have to actually walk down a little hall to get to it, but it's the way the parking garage is set up and all that. But that is basically the irony of this mall. I'll leave you guys up here and just kind of leave you with walking around the mall, and you can kind of check it out for yourself. But leave a comment below. Let me know if you have any experiences. I worked at this mall for about 10 years between 2 places. I've been in every crevice of this mall. I've been in it late at night, early in the morning. I've been in every back hallway. I know this mall like the back of my hand. If this is the one place, if I was thrown in there and needed to get out, I could tell you. There's back hallways around the entire perimeter to get you to the garbage areas and stuff, and there's a couple of elevators. And you know, when you work at the mall and you're trying to look for a place to dump the cardboard and stuff, you get really creative before you go. But yes, this mall is pretty much, you know, it's going to be sad when it goes, because it was the mall I worked at. I wish they could do something with it. I don't think it's too far gone at this point. The stores are just bailing left and right. You know, I don't think there's any originals, other than like a Foot Locker and the Olympia. I think those are in Bath and Body Works, but they're not even in there. I think the Olympia is the only store that's in the same location. Maybe the Foot Locker is too, but they've obviously done renovations at the time. Bath and Body Works had moved. They were part of the complex of like the Learn in New York and the Limited and all those stores. They're all owned by the same people. They're all Structure and Express. They're all in the same area, but those are all moved around. And yeah, the mall's completely different than it was. It's sad, but you know, it is what it is. It's the malls. You don't probably go to the malls no more. You know, so. As we're walking through this, I'll leave you with this. We're walking through the center court right here up these stairs. And actually, this mall is very, very similar to the Rockingham Mall in design up in Salem, New Hampshire, if you've ever been up there. That's not quite a dead mall. It's still a pretty decent mall for that area. You can explore that sometime. But yes, the mall, you know, they have a center court just like this. It's very, very similar design. But right here, there was this band. I don't even know the name of the band. It was a boy band back in 2000, had to be 2001, 2002, the summer. And they performed here, and there were so many people down here in this mall watching them perform. It was absolutely crazy. So, but I'll leave you with that. I hope you guys enjoy this. Finish walking through the mall. I'll leave you comments below. If you like this channel, like I said, we do a little bit of everything. We do traveling, we do dead malls, we do anything you can think of. We're Suzi J and I are just down for whatever. But if you enjoy it, like it, comment, and we'll see you guys later. Bye.
Alright, so by the video, you would be able to say, wow, it's not a dead mall, there's a million people in there. Yes, there are a million people in this mall. There's tons of people in this mall at any given time. But there's a handful of actually real brand stores. The rest are all like bodegas and stuff like that. I couldn't think of the word. There are a bunch of like mom and pop stores for the most part. It's almost like a giant flea market in there. And then you get your handful of, and mostly sneaker stores that are in there. Then you have your basic Victoria's Secrets and Bath and Body Works found in almost every dead mall. So yes, there are tons of people in there, but are these people, as I'm pulling into the highway, spending the money in the mall to keep it functional, to keep it profitable? I mean, these little mom and pop stores can't be making a lot of money. So if the rents are low, then how's the mall paying to sustain itself? It really can't. Because that's why you need these big stores. Because I mean, the malls have mortgages, they have bills to pay and stuff like that. They're not exactly, you know, free of rent themselves. They need these stores to go in there. That's why the anchor stores are important. So as we're in that mall, we noticed that, all right, so Macy's is still there. Dick's is one of the anchor stores that they added like in 2005 or 6. Well, 10 years after the mall was built. Sears was 2 levels. Sears is now half a level. I mean, this is stuff we talked about in the video, but and then you have Best Buy, which is half the space of the full anchor. There used to be a gym there. I'm not sure if the gyms keep changing hands or whatever. So you have sustainable anchors, but what happens when these anchors close? Sears are closing every day. What happens when this Sears closed? Macy's, what happens when they get bought out again? They start downsizing. I'm sure this location, Saugus, is going to be a location they're going to decide to close. Who knows? But you've seen it. And if you see the camera shake a little bit when I was walking in, first thing I seen was a security guard. And of course, all these malls frown upon you videotaping in the mall during the time. So that's the reason that happened. But I just want to say thank you guys for watching the video. I appreciate it. Like I said, we're going to try to do a dead mall once a month to add to the series of our adventures. And that's the idea. So I hope you enjoyed the Square One Mall in Saugus. Leave your comments below if you have any feedback and whatnot. If you like this video or like any of our videos, subscribe. That way you get notified as soon as we post a new one. And a little bell will actually bring up a little icon on your computer going, boo! There's a new video for Arty and Sue and the Wicked Explorers. So thank you for watching Wicked Explorers. Check out our Instagram, our Facebook, and Twitter, and all that stuff. And we'll see you guys soon. Bye.
The Wicked Explorers of Arty 84 and Suzi J is brought to you by thepacky.com. Check out thepacky.com.